Hello everyone, I am Professor S.N. Mane, Assistant Professor Kekewa College of Agricultural Engineering and Technology, Nashik. Today we will learn about different heat exchangers. First of all, we will see its definition. It is nothing but a heat transfer device that exchanges the heat between two or more process fluids. This heat exchanger has different applications in which industrial and domestic applications are there. For example, steam power plants, then chemical processing plants, then refrigeration systems are there, air conditioning systems, and the transportation power systems are there. For example, we will see which kind of equipment we call as a heat exchanger, in which steam condenser is there. Here, heat exchange occurs between steam to the cooling water. Then some of the boiler accessories are there, in which economizer, superheater and the air preheater is there. Here, heat is utilized or obtained from the flue gases, and that is utilized for heating some fluids like water as well as the air. In economizer, heat is transferred from flue gases to the feed water for heating that incoming feed water. Then in superheater, heat utilized from flue gases to convert the saturated vapor into the superheated vapor. Then in air preheater, heat is utilized from flue gases to heat the incoming air which is required for the combustion purpose, which is coming into the combustion chamber. Then cooling tower. Here heat is exchanged between hot water to the atmospheric air. Now we will see some classification of heat exchanger, in which it is classified into direct transfer type heat exchanger, direct contact type heat exchanger and regenerative type of heat exchanger. First of all, direct transfer type heat exchanger. Here both the fluids which are not in direct contact to each other, but heat transfer takes place through the pipe wall of separation. It means that there is solid portion which is there in that heat exchanger, which is transferring heat from that two fluids which are present at the either side of the wall of that separation. Here no direct contact of two fluids which is takes place. For example, economizer, then superheater, pipe in pipe type of heat exchanger, then concentric type of heat exchanger and double pipe heat exchanger. These are some examples of direct transfer type heat exchanger. Then direct contact type of heat exchanger. Here, as its name itself suggests that here direct contact of two processing fluids will be takes place. Those fluids which are not harmful to each other, it means that both are desirable to each other. Here mixing of these two fluids takes place and heat exchange will be takes place between these two fluids. Examples of these fluids are the cooling tower and jet condenser. Then next type is the regenerative type of heat exchanger. Here in this type of heat exchanger, hot and cold fluids are alternatively passed through the high heat capacity materials. Here one giving the heat to the material and the other picking up the heat from that. For example, here air preheater used in the gas turbine power plants. This is the example of regenerative type of heat exchanger. Regeneration means what? Heat is giving from hot fluid to the that heat high heat capacity material that is given to the cold fluid. Then next classification of the direct transfer type of heat exchanger. Here it is again classified into three kinds, in which concurrent flow is there, counter flow is there and cross flow there. In concurrent flow type of heat exchanger, here both the fluids are flowing in the same direction. So it is also called as a parallel flow type of heat exchanger. Then next type is the counter flow heat exchanger. Here in this type of heat exchanger, both the fluids are flowing in opposite direction. And cross flow heat exchanger, here both the fluids are flowing in the perpendicular direction to each other. So example of cross flow heat exchanger is the automobile radiator. Then we will see some heat exchanger which are commonly used in the processing industries as well as in the dairy industry, in which shell and tube heat exchanger it is important. It is also called as a tube-in-tube type of heat exchanger. Here one fluid runs through the tubes and another fluid which is surrounding to the tubes. It means throughout the shell. We will see some parts of this shell and tube heat exchanger are first is the cylindrical shape, then tubes which are arranged in the triangular and square pitch form, then front head and rear head. Then baffles are there. See here in this diagram, outermost part is called as the cylindrical shape, and here number of tubes are placed in the bundle forms. Now these tubes are connected by the front end header and the rear end header. Now here in the front end header, tube inlet is there. It means fluid, it is coming inside the front end header and it is goes through the tubes and it comes out at the rear end header. So it is called as a tube outlet. Now here in the cylindrical shell, at the one end of the cylindrical shell there is the shell inlet or inlet of the shell side fluid, and here also there is the inside the cylindrical shell there is also at the other side outlet for the shell side fluid. This middle portion is the cylindrical shape and which is connected by the front end header and the rear end header. Now this number of tubes which having long length up to the maximum 3 meter length of this tube is there, from 0.5 meter to the 3 meter. Then this number of tubes are arranged in two forms. One is triangular form and another one is the square type form. Now which one is the beneficial, whether triangular or the square pitch? Now from the economical point of view, triangular type of arrangement of tubes is good because here number of tubes will be more and here heat transfer process or rate will be faster. So from economic point of view, number of tubes should be arranged in the triangular form. But from the maintenance point of view, square type of pitch arrangement is the beneficial because for cleaning these tubes from inside or outside, this is advantageous. So from economical point of view, number of tubes or heat transfer rate is important. So triangular arrangement is preferred for that, and for the maintenance point of view, square pitch type of arrangement is preferred. Now baffles. Here at the middle portion of these tubes, baffles are provided. So what is the function of baffles? Here whatever fluid is coming inside the cylindrical shape, that their velocity we have to increase. So for increasing their turbulence as well as the velocity, we need the baffles as well as supporting for the, it acts as a supporting structure for the tubes as well as for the turbulence of the fluid, or to increase the heat transfer rate of the fluid, we require some baffles. Now there are number of baffles are there, in which cut segmental type of baffles are there, then disc or donut type of baffles are there, and last one is the orifice type of baffles are there. See how the baffles are arranged or which kind of baffles are placed in the tubes, over the tubes. In first cut segmental baffle has shown here, upper half portion of the tubes will be covered and lower half portion will be covered, and middle portion will be given for the changing the direction of the fluids. Then donut type of baffles are there. Middle portion is having cavity. Then orifice baffles type of also shown here. Now, what are the applications of this kind of heat exchanger? Previously, we have learned that it has different domestic as well as industrial applications. Again, we will see some wastewater treatment, then refrigeration system, as well as the processing industry in which wine and beer making industries. Then in the dairy industry or the dairy processing industry here, for the pasteurization and for the heating and cooling of the milk, as well as some chocolate milks or different kinds of milks like whole milk, semi skimmed milk or skimmed milk, flavored milk, then chocolate milks, then condensed milks, then milk cream. For handling these kind of dairy products, this kind of heat exchanger it is also used. So selection of food it is also important, in which low viscosity foods, then medium viscosity foods like olive oils, and high viscosity foods like liquid whole eggs. So this kind of selection of foods it is also important while handling or while giving the preference to the particular heat exchanger. Now we will see the next heat exchanger as a plate type of heat exchanger. Here in this type of heat exchanger, it uses some metal plates in order to transfer the heat between two fluids. Now flow of the substances to be heated and cooled takes place between the alternate sheets. Now here number of plates are arranged in the compact form, and here two fluids which are flowing, that is to be heated and that is to be cooled. It is flowing in the alternate plates through these metal sheets. Now we'll see some parts of this kind of heat exchanger and what is its function. First is the frame. Now frame is made up of the thick steel material. It is the pressure retaining parts, the fixed cover and the movable cover that when pulled together with the tightening bolts form the pressure retaining structure for the plates or plate pack. The carrying bar and guide bar act as a carrier and guide to both the plates and the movable cover. Then second part is the plates. These plates or heat transfer surface are clamped between two plates of steel with the use of the tightening bolts. And its construction allows a plate heat exchanger to be easily opened for the inspection and the cleaning purpose. Then next part is the gasket. Here each plate has a gasket that produces a sealing and channel system for the fluids throughout the entire plate pack, in which two heat exchanging media or fluid flow in a counter current direction. So what is the purpose of gasket? Each metal plate which having the gasket, it produces the sealing. Sealing also provided by this gasket, as well as it provides a channel system to flow the processing fluids throughout the entire plates. Here the circular portion of the gasket, it stops the fluid from going across the heat transfer plate and sends it to the next open channel. Remaining portion or filled gasket directs the opposing fluid across the heat transfer surface. Then flow arrangement. The heat transfer plates with the gaskets are arranged in an alternating pattern of the left hand flow and right hand flow to direct the fluids in an opposing direction within the heat exchanger. This completely assembly of all the plates and gasket, it is called as a plate pack. Now next part is the plate corrugations. Now this every plate of this heat exchanger, it having corrugations on the surface of it, because to create some obstacle to the flowing fluid as well as to reduce its velocity. So shapes of different corrugations which is has given over the plates. Corrugations means what? Zigzag portion which is given over the plates. Then benefits offered by this plate heat exchanger. So what are the different advantages of this kind of heat exchanger? In which it is lighter in weight, then it is very much compact structure, so it requires less space, then easy for maintenance or easy for cleaning, then it is economical, it requires less cost, then high viscosity application is there. Here turbulence at low fluid viscosity because here corrugations are provided, so fluid velocity will be less. And here low liquid volume will be handled since the gap between heat transfer plates is relatively small, so that lower liquid volume can be handled and quick process control is there. So these are some advantages of heat exchangers. But along with advantages, it has some limitations in which a maximum allowable working pressure is also limited by the frame strength and plate deformation resistance. Commonly stated limits have been about temperature 149 degrees Celsius and pressure of 20.68 bar. Because of the narrow gap between the plates, high liquid rates will involve the excessive pressure drop, thus limiting the capacity. Then large differences in the fluid flow rates of the two streams cannot be handled. If there is the flow rate difference is there between these two processing fluids, so it cannot be handled. So both the fluids should have the proper or same flowing rate. Then here gaskets are provided, so the gasket cannot handle the corrosive or aggressive media. Also there is the possibility of the leakage. Then the standard plate heat exchanger cannot handle the particulates that are larger than 0.5 mm. So these are the limitations of plate heat exchanger. Here in this lecture we have seen the different heat exchangers. First of all, we will see the definition. We have learned about definition of heat exchanger, then classification of heat exchanger, what are the application of heat exchanger. Then mainly we have seen the two heat exchanger which is commonly used in the processing industries or dairy industries or in the steam power plants, in which shell and tube heat exchanger, and last one is the plate type heat exchanger. Thank you.